Well, it's not something that I think about often, although I do have 2 young boys now, so Home Alone is pretty popular with the young kids, even 25 years later. I think as I've gotten older, I've appreciated more the fact that it is a really fun thing that I was able to do that as a kid, and the movie lives on, and generation after generation really enjoys the movie. I actually showed the boys Home Alone last year for the first time, and they finally kind of made the connection that that's mom on TV. They're 10 and 7 now, so they'll often walk up to people when we meet them and they'll say, hey, my mom's in Home Alone. So it's a little bit embarrassing, but it's fun that they like it. It's cool. I would say they were very separate. Judo came first when I was about 5 years old. My older brother started judo, and I practiced on the side of the mat until 2 years later when my dad let me join the club. And the acting started soon after I started the judo, probably about 6 years old. And they really were just totally separate entities in my life. My dad was kind of involved with the judo end of things, and my mom was involved with the acting. And I just did them both at the same time, but I wouldn't say there was a lot of spillover, because judo was always something that I really prided myself on and really worked hard towards goals that I had. And the acting was something I felt like I kind of lucked into a little bit more. I had fun with it and I enjoyed it, but it was never a huge pressing priority for me, whereas the judo was something that I was just really passionate about always my entire life. And that's why when I was 14, even after making Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2 and starring in a movie called Big Girls Don't Cry and getting picked up by William Morris, I let my parents know that I wanted to quit movies and do judo. So it was just something that I always loved, and no knock on the movies, but for me, my passion was sports. The reason I didn't tell people that I had acted for 8 years prior to or during the beginning of my judo career was because I so desperately wanted to be given credit for my ability as a judoka. And I felt like in my naive young mind that somehow would have detracted from my athletic career. And my athletic career meant so much to me and my achievements that I just never brought it up. Now, people would know about it, and somebody might tell somebody else that I was in it, but I never talked about it. I mean, even my friends, you could ask, they just never talked about it. You have to have a really mature approach to your athletic career, just like a business person. Obviously, I'm 40 now, and I have more perspective on these things, but you can't wait for somebody to tell you the right things to do. You have to go and find the answers. If you need to train somewhere different, or if you need to talk to different coaches, or if you need to travel across the country or the world to get different training methods, you have to do what you have to do, and it's not easy, and a lot of people don't want to put the time and effort in, but that's the only possible way, because we do live in a place where we don't have access to a ton of great judo players. We don't have a lot of people doing the sport here. In Europe, they take a train, they're in a different country, and they can train with them for weeks on end and then go to a different country. So we really need to be smart about training and taking every opportunity and knowing that it's a big world out there. So just because you win in the United States, that doesn't mean anything. You need to get overseas, and you need to learn how to fight these other people.